just want to do a little review of what we already know about integers. So, what can you tell me about an integer? Try.
It's counting numbers, opposites, and
Okay, great. We have our counting numbers, their opposites, and then there's one more thing that's included in integers.
Zero.
In zero, okay? So mirror.
Mirror.
Integers are.
Integers are.
Counting numbers.
Counting numbers.
Their opposites.
Their opposites.
And zero.
And zero.
So, class.
Yes.
What are integers? Go.
Counting numbers, opposites, and zero.
Okay, very good. So now let's do a review about opposites. What's the opposite of 17? Ryan.
Negative 17?
Excellent. What's the opposite of 5?
Negative 5.
What's the opposite of negative 132?
132.
Okay, so we know what opposites are. Good. Now, where are the negative numbers on the number line, Renata?
To the left.
To the left. And where are the positive numbers? To the right. Should we do our number line dance?
Yes.
Okay, ready and go.
Negative to the left, positive to the right. Do the number line dance, I can dance all night.
The next thing we want to go over is absolute value. Now, who knows what we mean by absolute value? Renata.
Absolute value is the distance from 0 on a number line.
Okay, excellent. So let's do that. Mirror.
Mirror.
Absolute value.
Absolute value
Is the distance.
is the distance
From 0.
from 0
On the number line.
on a number line.
And if you look up here, I have the symbol for absolute value. Okay, so you have to make sure you recognize the symbol. There are two lines. That's why we go like this when we talk about absolute value. So here we go. So what is the absolute value of 9, Christian? 9. What's the absolute value of negative 2, Ryan? 2. And what's the absolute value of negative 18?
18.
Now, who can explain that? Why is the absolute value of negative 18, 18, Michael?
It's because the number is from 0, and if you count up to 18, then it's not going to be like negative.
Okay, John? Good.
It's always a whole number.
Okay, very good. Emma?
Since it's the distance from that number to 0, it's like counting, like you're counting like up to 0.
Okay, very nice. Christian?
Like to get to 0, you would have to like add 18 to negative 18, and then that's how you get 0.
Great. And Ryan?
It's like how many like jumps you go from number to number until it gets to 0.
That's right. That's it. Now, when we talk about absolute value, are we ever going to have the negative sign here, Jack?
No.
No, because it's not negative. It's just how far away is it from 0. That's all absolute value is. How far is that number away from 0? How many jumps? Okay, so now that brings us into today's lesson. Today you're going to use a number line, and what we're going to be doing today is comparing and ordering integers. All right, so let's get started. You can use your number line, and what I want you to do is I want you to take these numbers. I just have a number line up here. You can either write this down in your notebook or you can just do it mental math. So you have 4 integers here. They are negative 7, 4, negative 2, and 5. And what I want you to do with team is I want you to put those in order from least to greatest. Begin. Class?
Yes.
Classity?
Yes, City.
Okay, I want one team member to come up here and put it on the board in order from least to greatest. So try it, Will. Quickly. I'll give you a split. Okay, what happened? Okay, what happened to it?
Wait, what were the other two? 4 and 5.
Okay, I just lost my...
Do I just go over it?
Yeah, so you could erase that, huh?
That's not 20, that's 0.
Okay, so let's see what we have over here. So Will, can you tell us your strategy for putting these in order from least to greatest?
I kind of thought just a thermometer, like he told us.
Okay.
So it would be 7 and then 2 and then 0 and then 4 and then 5.
Okay,
The zeros in the middle.
okay, very good. So that's good thinking about a thermometer because we used the thermometer the other day. Excellent, Trey?
I knew like the farther away on the negative side is from 0, like since 7's farthest from 0, it's gonna be the least, so it's gonna start from 7, and then you're gonna work your way down from like 2 to 4 and then 5.
Okay, very good. What were you thinking, Nolan?
I just took 2 steps to get. If I saw a minus sign, I put it over in a different section. If I didn't see a minus sign, I put it over in this section, and that was just mental math from there.
Okay, so you did it.
For negative 7's smaller than 2.
Okay, very good. Christian?
You didn't have to put the 0 there, right?
No, you didn't have to. And that Will did that sort of as an anchor, so it was kind of a nice thing to do. He kind of anchored himself with the 0. He didn't have to put it there, but that was a help for him, so that was great. So now, that was excellent. So now I have a couple more. So let's put these strings of numbers and work with your team and do the same thing with these strings of numbers, okay? You're going to put them in order from least to greatest. Different sets of numbers. Put each one in order from least to greatest. Begin.
7, 5, 6, negative 7, 5, 6. The 5 is a negative. Yeah, but it would be negative 7 and then it would be 5, 6. Negative 6. That's not a negative 6, is it? Yeah. Negative 7, negative 6, 5. The negative, the next one is 2, negative 2, and then 8. Negative 6, negative 2, and then 8. Alright, negative 21, 15, negative 21, and then it would be 12, 15. Because it's always, oh yeah, alright.
Are we good? Okay. So let's have one team. Jack, why don't you do the first set of numbers in order from least to greatest? And what was your strategy there?
Well, I looked at the negatives first, and I figured out that 7 was greater than, was least than 6, so I knew that 7 would go first, and then I knew that 5 would go last because it's a positive number.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're good with this? Good. Okay, great. Emma, why don't you do this one? Do it up here, okay? Do the second set of numbers. Let's watch her. Explain why you decided that, dear.
Well, I decided that because on the number line 6 was less than negative 6 was less than negative 2 on the number line, and so then 8 it was greater than on the number line.
Okay, so you have them in order from least to greatest. Excellent. Third set of numbers. Let's try Casey. Third set. Are there any questions on this? Any questions? Christian?
That one says negative 12, that one doesn't, that one just says 12.
Sorry.
Which one?
Oh, okay. We'll use the one that you did. We'll use the one that you guys did. Okay, go ahead and explain that, dear.
Well, negative 21 is below 0, so that would be the least, 0, so it's greater than negative 21. And then this is absolute value, and an absolute value of 15 is greater than 12, so it would be the greatest.
Okay, agreed? Okay, nice job. Let's give them a 10-finger woo. Go. Woo! Good job. Now, what I really am happy about is that this guy, because you don't want to let this guy trip you up. This is absolute value of negative 15, but you knew that the absolute value of negative 15 is 15. So it didn't trip you up, and you were able to put it in order from least to greatest. Okay? Excellent. So now what we're going to do is I want your attention over here to the number line over here. Now you don't need anything, you don't need pencils or anything, you need hands and eyes. Hands and eyes. And we're over here. So just to review, this is the number line. This is our integers. Counting numbers, their opposites, and 0. It's all right here, okay? And remember what we talked about. The further to the left you go on the number line, your numbers are going to be getting what? Smaller. The further to the right, your numbers will get bigger. Okay, so now, knowing that, we just ordered integers, and now we're going to compare integers. Remember we talked about today what we're going to do? We're going to order and compare. So you just ordered them, least to greatest. Now we're going to compare. When we compare, we use 3 symbols you are familiar with. Greater than, less than, equal to. That's the symbol you're going to use. Ready? First one. Negative 17, 17. Which sign would you put in there? Greater than, less than, or equal to? Ryan.
Less than?
Why?
Because negative 17 is below, like behind to the left, and that means like it's less than the ones on the right.
Okay. Nice job. Nice job. How about this one? A negative 2 compared to a negative 1. What sign, Trey?
It's less than, because like you said, the further away from the 0, the smaller the number trying to get.
Okay, and I'm really proud of you because think about it. Think about when you were in kindergarten and you knew that 2 was greater than 1, and now you're like, Mrs. Kaiser, we learned that 2 is greater than. Why are we saying now that it's less than? Why? Tell me why, Renata.
Because negative 1 is closer to 0 than negative 2 is.
Okay, and now we're talking about integers. And integers involve negative numbers. You didn't have that in kindergarten, right? But now you do. So now you know that negative 2 is less than, because look at them up here. Negative 2 is further away from 0. It's going that way, so they're getting less in value. Excellent. The absolute value of negative 15 compared to 15, greater than, less than, or equal to?
Equal to.
Why is that?
Because the absolute value of negative 15 is 15, and 15 is a whole number to the right.
And I would give, very good, I would give you a suggestion so you're not tripped up. Whenever you see absolute value, just put it in underneath. What is the absolute value of negative 15? Everybody? 15. So I would just put it in underneath so you're not kind of confused or tripped up. What about this? Negative 10 compared to negative 6. Greater than, less than, or equal to? Less than. Why is it less than?
Because negative 6 is closer to 0.
Okay, nice job. Negative 4 compared to negative 15. John?
Greater than?
Greater than. Okay? Greater than. And you're like, oh, 4 is greater than 15? It's kind of a different way of thinking, right, from what we're used to, because we're looking at integers. John, why is that greater than?
Because it was closer to 0.
Yeah, look at our negative 4 is here. Negative 15 is way here. So 4 is bigger. How about the absolute value of 8 compared to the absolute value of negative 7? What would you put in there, Mary Carmen? Okay, so this is going to be an 8. Remember I told you to put it in. And what's this going to be? Everybody? 7. And so that's greater than. Okay? Excellent. Excellent. So now, with team, I want you to do a couple of these comparisons. So there are 4 here. Notice I don't have equal to, it's just greater than or less than. Okay, so you can jot them down or you can do it mental math, but put a sign in for each one, and then we'll check.
First one's greater than. Greater than. Greater than. Less than. Greater, greater, greater. Closer to 0. That's the negative. The Okay. That's great. Yeah.
Everyone good? Classity. Yes. Okay, Lindsay, go to the first one. Put it right on smartboard. Let's get them all down, and then we'll discuss. Compared to 4. That's great. And let's have Christian K. Okay, let's have Nolan. And let's have Trey. Okay. Okay, you wanted to change this, right? And it won't let you go. So what should it be?
It should be greater,
Less than. Okay, we couldn't get the erase for some reason. Okay. So -2 is less than 4. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's try this. 3 is less than 5?
Yes.
Okay. We have any negative numbers here?
No.
No, just regular. How about -6 is greater than -8?
Yes.
Okay, good. And -4 is less than 0?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So now, what we're going to move into now is you have a worksheet here. It's very, very quick. All you have is 2 on the top to compare, greater than, less than, or equal to, and then 4 strings of integers here to put in order from least to greatest. Okay? Work with team. Begin.
-2, -4. Wait, no, -4, -2. Right. -4, -2. Oh, wait, no, -10. Yeah, -10, -4, -2. 4, 14. 14, 17. -10, -6.
Talk about it with your team.
7. 23. 43. 57.
You don't have to keep your absolute value sign there, 'cause that might be.
Oh, here's the decimal points. So it would be -6, -3 and 5/10,
Yeah, but it's a negative.
and then it would be comma
Look
1
at the whole
and
number.
3/10
The whole number.
and 2.
That's it.
Yeah,
So what's going to happen there is the sign and the whole number piece. That's going to help you.
okay.
Sure. Are we good? Are we good?
Yeah.
Have it? Okay. Yes. No, in fact, I would suggest you not do that. Okay? Because I just think that, if you just get rid of that symbol.
No, I mean like
Yeah, no, you don't, you mean the symbol. I wouldn't do it. What you want to do is take your negatives and equal them first. Okay. Let's get this checked. First one on the board, Michael. Next one is Kate. Okay, next, let's see, John. signs, but we're also looking at absolute value. So we have lots to look at. Mercedes. And remember, you want to make sure you know what your absolute value is and write it underneath. Write it underneath. And you don't have to put those symbols on this side because that might just be too confusing. Just leave the symbols, off when you're putting them in order. Okay, let's go. So you guys check. Okay. Yes, 5 is greater than -8. Go down and check your work, please. Okay, why is this who did this one? Kate, why is this equal to? Okay, excellent. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure we refer to that. Good. So these are both correct. This is correct. Okay? And you didn't get tripped up with your absolute value. So that was excellent. And let's check this one. 10, 4, 2. Okay, excellent. Okay, raise your hand if you have these. Go like this. Let me say, wow, excellent. Okay, I think there's a couple more on that page. Let's check the last 2. These 2, right? You have 2 on the bottom? Okay. Shane, you can come up and do one quickly. And let's have Sal. So now you noticed in this example, Nolan, that you have some, what did you notice in the last example? What did you have in there?
Oh, you had some decimals?
Yeah, you had some decimals. Good job. You had 1 3/10. You had a
5/10.
-3 5/10. So that kind of mixes it up a little bit, and you have to pay attention to that. Okay, so let's check these. All right, so we have, okay, correct. Correct. Raise your hand if you had these. Go like this. Excellent, excellent, excellent job. Excellent job. Okay, hands and eyes. So this is what we've done today. In this lesson today, you learn how to compare and order integers. Way to go. You did an excellent job. You used a number line. You used everything you know so far about integers. You were able to use all those skills. And so what I want to do now is I want you to take your exit card, okay, because this is kind of like a little survey or a little way for me to know what you've taken away from today's lesson, so I kind of know what you're understanding or where we still need to have gaps. So on your exit card, what you're going to do is put your name on the top, first and last name, out. And this is not a team activity, okay? This is IP, which means an individual project, okay? You're not working on team with this. This is your own work. Okay, and on your exit card, it's very simple. You just have greater than, less than, or equal to for these 2. So you just have 2 comparisons and 1 to order, 1 string of integers to order. That's all on your exit card. So you're going to put greater than, less than, or equal to between these 2 numbers and those 2 numbers. And then you're going to order these integers least to greatest. Begin. And remember, it's IP, individual practice. No, you don't have to. If you want, you can just put the sign. That's okay. But here you'll have to list them all out, least to greatest. Mary Carmen, collect your row of cards. cut your row, Renata, collect your row. And just put that in my hand, please. Thank you. If they're still working, that's okay, they can bring it to me and I'm gonna finish. Okay. So now, I want you to be in hands and eyes. And I'm going to come around and give you a card, for some of you. Thank you. When you get a card, come to the front of the room, okay? Let's see. Go to the front of the room with your card, Ryan and Will. Do this so you can come back. Okay, so what I want you to do is, you're going to confer as a team. You're going to look at your integers. You're going to place yourself in order from least to greatest, holding the card in front of you so we can see it. So you have to confer with your team. They're not in order right now. So go confer.
You go in front of me, right?
And tell us when you think you have it in order.
We think we have them in order.
Okay, so let us take a look at that. So, Ryan, would you like to tell us what your team's strategy was?
Well, we put all the negatives to the right, because like from your view it would be to the left, and all the positive to our left, which would be your right. So it would be like on a number line.
Okay, but it's least to greatest, so why do we have an 11 over there as the smallest number?
That's negative.
That's negative.
Oh, okay, so that's the negative 11, so that has to be over. What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Excellent. Okay, you can put those in my hand. And let's try another team. Let's try another team. Can you clip these for me? All right, let's do, go to the front of the room with your card and then have a discussion. Hold them up when you're ready. Okay. What was your strategy? Who would like to tell us your strategy? Go ahead, Michael.
Well, we just saw like which fractions were like bigger and smaller, and then we just lined them up.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Casey, any more thoughts on strategy?
We had all the negative numbers go on that side, and we mostly looked at the whole number and not the other side of the decimal.
Yes.
Basically, we just we just made the numbers just regular numbers because the decimal wasn't that important right now.
Excellent. Excellent. So we have a lot going on, guys. We have some integers that are positive and negative, but we also have decimals. Okay, and so you said that the whole number piece of the decimal really clued you in to where to put your numbers. Excellent. How is that? Is that good?
Yeah, good.
Okay, excellent. You can give your cards to Mercedes. Let's see. One more set. Okay, one more set. Did I get everyone's exit card, by the way?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Hold up your integers when you're ready. Are you ready?
No, wait, no, you should be there. Yeah.
Okay, are you ready? Hold it up, try so you can see your numbers. Okay, strategy. Kate, go.
We looked for who had the negatives, and we just looked at the whole numbers, but since this is 7, this is 7/5, this was greater than, but that's good.
Okay, so how did we decide between these two? A -7 and 5 7. Sal, how did we decide which one was greater or less than?
Because that is a decimal, it's 0.5, so that's greater.
Okay, so that's basically 7 and,
5 tenths.
yeah, and what's another way of saying 7 and 5 tenths? 7 and a half. So that's 7 and a half, right? So that's a little bit bigger. And let's see. Okay, you guys agree?
Yes.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Class,
Yes.
you need a student planner. Put this together. And please write this down. Shane, and when you go around, please collect everyone's number line. Okay? And Emma, go around and collect everyone's worksheet. Thank you. You know what? Yes. You know what? We're not gonna do that. Okay, we'll do that another day. Alright, so you have handed in your worksheet, your number line. Excellent class today. Great job.